Dark skin, cheap clothes, ugly scar, and you're reading a pilot manual. What? You think you fly planes? Ethan Carter towers over Alicia Bennett in seat 12B, grabs her Boeing 757 guide, laughs loud. This scarred-up face can't even read English. Rips pages out. 125, throws them like confetti. Spills his coffee down her cardigan. Oops, that Walmart rag needed washing anyway. Nobody helps. 2 hours later, 37,000 FT over Atlantic, Captain Harris convulses, grabs his chest, collapses onto controls. Alarms scream. Ethan grabs the PA, voice breaking. Captain Down, is there a pilot on this plane? Anyone? We need help now. Cabin erupts, screaming. A child wails. Mommy, I don't want to die. Alicia stands. That scar catches the light. Walks to cockpit. Ethan sees her. Goes white. 287 people need saving. The only person who can is the woman he destroyed. Will she save them or let karma crash the plane? Stick around. You won't believe what happens next. Rewind 40 minutes. JFK Terminal 1, Gate B23, American Airlines Flight 108 to London. Evening departure. Alicia Bennett sits alone. Small suitcase, laptop bag, gray cardigan from discount store. She's 43 but looks older. That scar runs from temple to cheek, 3 inches raised, dark against darker skin. Her laptop shows Boeing 777-300ER Technical Manual, Chapter 14, Hydraulic Systems. She highlights sections on dual system failures, emergency protocols, manual reversion, notes precise and professional. A white woman, 50s, Chanel bag, sits nearby, glances at Alicia's screen. That's interesting reading, the tone says. Why would you read that? Alicia doesn't respond. The woman moves 3 seats away. Boarding starts. Gate agent Laura Evans, white, 42, 18 years with American, greets first class like royalty. Welcome aboard, Mr. Walsh. Lovely to see you. Big smile, warmth, economy, boarding pass, no smile, mechanical. Alicia cues behind Michael Walsh, late 50s, expensive suit, loud phone call. Private jets in maintenance, slumming with peasants today. He sees Alicia, steps back, creates distance. Inside the plane, cockpit door open. Captain Daniel Harris, 58, runs pre-flight. Ethan Carter, 27, new uniform, rushes through checklist. Too fast. Skips steps. Harris catches it. Ethan, hydraulic panel. Ethan huffs. Already checked. Harris's eyes narrow. Check again. 2 missed amber lights. Harris fixes them. Ethan doesn't notice. Alicia sees everything. Keeps walking. Seat 12B, middle, worst seat. She pulls out her laptop again. Boeing emergency procedures. She's logged 8,500 hours. ATP certified, 777 type rated, ex-Boeing test pilot. But none of that shows when they see her scar first. Michael Walsh scans his ticket. 12C next to Alicia. His face falls. He finds Laura. I paid for extra legroom. This can't be right. Laura checks. That's your seat, sir. Walsh lowers his voice. I can't sit next to that. Laura's eyes flick to Alicia. Understanding. Let me see what I can do. Walsh moves to 9D, exit row. Nobody explains why. Alicia says nothing. 287 people board. The plane fills with business travelers, families, tourists. Most don't see Alicia. Those who do look away quick. Ethan appears. Pre-flight cabin check. Really showing off the uniform. The authority. He walks past economy, sees Alicia's laptop, Boeing 777 manual, stops. Excuse me, ma'am. Alicia looks up. What you reading? Friendly voice, suspicious eyes. Alicia closes the laptop slightly. Technical manual. Ethan smirks. For what? She doesn't owe him answers. Boeing 777 hydraulic systems. Ethan laughs loud. Passengers turn. You a mechanic? His tone says he doesn't believe that either. Alicia's voice stays level, or something. Ethan's smile dies. He reaches over, grabs papers from her bag. Printed manual sections, highlighted, annotated. Where'd you get these? Steal them? Alicia's jaw tightens. Public documents. FAA database. Ethan flips through, sees her notes. Technical terminology he doesn't understand. Makes him angry. People like you don't read pilot manuals. Voice drops. Cold. You clean planes, serve drinks. You don't touch cockpit documents. He tears the first page down the middle. Alicia's eyes widen. That's another tear. Another 5 pages. Confetti on her lap. Ethan leans close. Coffee breath. Arrogance. Dark skin, cheap clothes, ugly scar on your face, and you think you can read technical aviation documents? That's hilarious. He grabs his coffee from the galley, takes a sip, then accidentally tilts it. Hot liquid down Alicia's cardigan, her lap. She flinches. Burns. Oops. No apology. That Walmart rag needed washing anyway. He walks away. Laura saw everything. Does nothing. The college kid beside Alicia saw too. Looks at his phone, not his problem. Alicia sits in coffee-soaked clothes, torn pages in her lap. The smell of burned coffee and humiliation fills her nostrils. Bitter. Acidic. The fabric sticks to her skin, where the liquid soaked through. The burn on her thigh stings. But she's silent. She could report him, make a scene. But people like Ethan never face consequences. People like Alicia always get blamed, so she says nothing. Gathers torn pages, folds them, tucks them away, dabs coffee with a napkin, the stain spreading, dark brown bleeding into gray fabric. The smell won't leave. Every breath reminds her. Push back. Engines start. Taxi, take off. Ethan flying, rough rotation, Harris corrects. Ethan doesn't notice. Climb to flight level 370. Autopilot engaged, lights dim. Alicia closes her laptop, stares ahead, coffee stains spreading. She smells like burned coffee and shame. 2 hours in, middle of North Atlantic, black water below, stars above. 330 minutes from nearest airport, ETOPS territory. Out here, problems mean no quick help. Cockpit. Harris suddenly stops. Hand to temple. Headache. Ethan glances over. You okay, Cap? Harris nods, but sweat beads, breathing shallow. Need a minute? Ethan, confident, cocky. No problem, I got this. Go splash water. Harris unbuckles, unsteady, grabs door frame. Ethan doesn't notice, already on radio. Shanwick Oceanic, American 108 Heavy, maintaining flight level 370, like a video game. 5 minutes. Laura's voice. Urgent. Scared. Flight deck. Captain Harris collapsed in the lavatory. Unconscious. Need help immediately. Ethan freezes. Hands lock on yoke. Brain can't process. Captain down. Unconscious. Ocean. No other pilot, just him. 800 hours. 0 real emergencies. Perfect sim scores. But this isn't sim. This is real. Voice cracks on PA. Medical emergency. If there's a doctor, identify yourself. Pause. Breathing ragged, then barely holding together. If anyone has pilot experience, we need you now. Cabin explodes, gasps, screams. A child wails. Mommy, I don't want to die. Other kids join, crying, sobbing, adults praying, hyperventilating. 287 people realizing they might die. Alicia hears it. The panic. Terror, child's scream. She looks at torn pages. Coffee stain. Her scar reflected in the dark window. The smell of coffee still sharp in her nostrils, burned, bitter, like her entire career. Then unbuckles. Stands. Passengers stare. Alicia doesn't explain. Walks toward cockpit. Each step deliberate, calm. Reaches cockpit door, knocks twice, firm. First Officer Carter, I'm coming in. Open the door. As the plane climbs into the night, Alicia had stared at her coffee stain, the smell thick in the recycled air. Little did she know, it was the calm before the deadliest storm, the storm that would force Ethan Carter to realize his mistake. The storm that would prove competence doesn't announce itself with uniforms and stripes. It announces itself when everyone else fails. Cockpit door opens. Ethan spins, eyes red, hands shaking. Who are you? Alicia steps inside. Closes door. Alicia Bennett, ATP rated. Type rated 727. Move right. Ethan frozen. You can't. 8,500 hours, 3,200 pilot in command, current and qualified. Points at trembling hands. You have 800. Move. Ethan stares at hands, unbuckles, slides right. Alicia takes captain's seat, scans instruments behind Laura and nurse doing CPR on Harris. Alicia glances back. Keep going. Update every 2 minutes. Order. Laura nods through tears. Panel sweep. Autopilot engaged. Altitude stable. Airspeed good. Then amber lights. Hydraulic synoptic. System A degraded. Ethan, when did pressure start dropping? I didn't notice. You didn't. Pulls QRH. Flips to section 8. Reads System A below 1,800 psi. Isolate. Switch System B primary. Hands move. Overhead panel. Switches flip. Precise. Confident. Ethan watches. Someone who's done this for real. Never flown ETOPS for real. Not over Atlantic. No judgment. Today you learn. Panic kills. Breathe. Ethan inhales, shaky. Good. Read ETOPS diversion checklist. Page 314. Ethan finds page, starts reading. Voice steadies. Task helps. Alicia Keys radio. Shanwick Oceanic. American 108 Heavy. Medical and technical emergency. Captain incapacitated. Alternate pilot in command. Assuming aircraft. Request priority handling. Nearest alternate with medical. American 108. Copies. Confirm PIC qualifications. ATP. Type rated 779, 300 ER, 8,500 hours. Current and qualified. Pause. Voice changes. Respect. Shanwick copies. Standby. Alarm. Double chime. System B pressure dropping fast. Ethan. Dual hydraulic degradation. Face white. Both systems. 1 in 14 million. Pulling procedures. Dual failure means manual reversion. No autopilot, no auto throttle. I hand fly a landing. Voice cracks. Never hand flown heavy jet. You won't. I will. You back me up. Monitor systems. Call altitudes. Can you? Swallows. Yes. Alicia Keys, PA. Calm. Ladies and gentlemen, Alicia Bennett from flight deck. Captain Harris receiving care. I'm ATP rated, current, and qualified. I have command. Diverting Keflavik, Iceland. 90 minutes. Cabin crew, secure cabin. Prepare emergency procedures. Stay calm. We will get you down safely. Cabin erupts. Phones out. Googling. Walsh frozen. Woman. He made them move. She's flying. Only reason he survives. Ethan quiet. Alicia Bennett. Boeing. Test pilot. Eyes on hydraulic panel. System A critical. System B falling once. Long ago. Focus. Fuel status. 12,400 lb on set. Keflavik 640 matras. One approach possible. Ethan calculates. Steadier. 84 minutes. Fuel. One approach. Sure. Maybe too lucky. Shakes head. Plan 1, one shot. Heavy silence, one approach. 287 lives, one chance. Walsh reading phone. Retired Boeing chief test pilot. 8,500 hours. 47 airlines tried hiring. FAA awards. Air Force commendations. Walked away 12 years ago. Coffee stain on shirt. Shame hits. Judged. Assumed. Nearly died for prejudice. Laura buckled. Still compressions. Tears. She dismissed Alicia. Saw Ethan humiliate. Did nothing. Now this woman holds all lives. College kid removes headphones. Watched Ethan burn. Alicia laughed. Now praying she's good. Forgiving enough to save Ethan. Ethan staring. Woman he destroyed 30 minutes ago. Only reason he lives. Passengers stare through door gap. Woman in cheap cardigan with scar saving them all. Captain, voice breaks. Why? After what I did, why help? Hands never stop. Configuring, calculating, doesn't answer. Then, without looking, 286 others on aircraft. They didn't burn me, mock me, call me ugly and worthless. Turns, meets eyes, scar catches light. They deserve to live. I'll land this plane for them. Heavy pause. Instruments hum. Distant crying. Whether you deserve to live. Turns back. Between you and God. Ethan's stomach drops, not from altitude, from the cold truth in her eyes. He's always been the golden boy. Perfect simulator scores, fast-tracked promotion, everyone telling him he's exceptional. Now he's just cargo, helpless, dependent on mercy from a woman he humiliated. Woman who has every right to let him burn. But she won't. Not because he deserves saving, because 286 others do. The realization crushes him. He's nothing. She's everything. Always has been. Face crumbles. Full weight. What he did, what she's doing despite. Grace with judgment. Mercy with accountability. Wants to apologize. Beg. Promise better, but words empty. Only matters getting down safe. I'll do whatever you need. I'm with you. Nods brief. Good. Pull plate. Keflavik runway 20 ILS. Hands move. Purpose. Can't undo. Can't take back, but can help save everyone, including himself, if she chooses. Laura watches, sees Ethan broken, ashamed, feels it too. Own guilt. She and Ethan judged, dismissed. Now she's salvation. Whispers spread cabin. That's her, woman from 12B. Huh? Saw him pour coffee. She's saving him anyway. I wouldn't. Would you let him die? Silence. Uncomfortable. Don't know. Walsh stares. Biography. Boeing legend. Prevented certification crash 2012. Saved test aircraft. No hydraulics. Impossible landing. Did it anyway. He sat next to her. Moved away. Thought nobody. Coffee stain again. Feels sick. What person judges by clothes, skin, scar, nearly dies, couldn't see past appearance, knows answer. Kind of person he is, was, needs to stop being. Ethan pulls plate up. Captain studies it. Weather types, stomach drops. Winds 280 at 35, gusting 43. Visibility 1 mile. Ceiling 400, jaw tightens. Crosswind component calculates, 38 knots. Gusts 43. Silence. Ethan knows 777, limit 35. They're over, significantly. So we, looks at him, do what we must. Won't be textbook. Military technique. Crab to kick landing. Approach at angle before touchdown. Kick rudder, align, learned F-16s, air guard. 8 years instructor. Looks ill, sounds aggressive, is, works, requires timing, confidence, no hesitation. Done this in 777? No. But fighters, cargo, test aircraft. Principle same. Physics don't change. Swallows. What if? No what ifs. Execute. Land. Live. That's mission. Keys, PA. Cabin crew, descent 5 minutes. Approach rough. Landing hard. Brief brace position. Identify able-bodied for exits. Evacuate fast. 30 seconds. Everyone off. Laura responds. Shaky but professional. Copy. Ready. Looks Ethan. You ready? Nods, not confident. Committed. Yes, Captain. Good. She begins configuring descent, hands moving across controls. Ethan watches, mesmerized, terrified, grateful, ashamed. In cabin, passengers watch cockpit. Some crying, some praying, some staring at woman who's saving them. Woman they ignored, judged, dismissed. Walsh closes phone, looks at hands, shaking, not from fear. Crash, from shame, understanding, realization who he is, who he needs to become. Laura keeps compressions. Harris still unresponsive, but stable. She whispers prayer, not for Harris, for Alicia, for strength, skill, forgiveness. Laura doesn't deserve, but desperately needs. Ethan pulls notepad, starts writing approach brief. Alicia glances, nods approval. He's functioning, supporting, learning. Maybe if they survive, he'll be different. Better. But first, they survive. One approach. 38-knot crosswinds. Manual reversion. No hydraulics. Woman who has every reason to let them crash, but won't. Because she's better than they are. Better than they deserve. Alicia begins descent checklist. Voice steady, professional, like routine. Like not holding 287 lives in hands. Like man who humiliated her isn't sitting next to her, dependent on her mercy. Here we go, she says quietly. Ethan nods. Here we go. But with hydraulics failing fast, One question burns through the cabin like wildfire. Can she really pull this off in 90 minutes? Shanwick crackles. American 108, patching Boeing technical operations, Seattle, via satellite. Standby, static, new voice, technical, American 108, Boeing technical ops. Ryan Thompson. Pulling aircraft telemetry now. Alicia continues procedures, isolating hydraulics, preparing manual reversion. Ethan reading checklist, almost routine, professional. Ryan returns, confused, confirming aircraft serial. Tango November 779. Bravo 777-300 ER, dual system degradation confirmed. Pause. Can you confirm name, alternate pilot in command? Alicia Keys. Mike, Alicia Bennett, ATP. Ryan's voice cracks, stops mid-breath. Captain Bennett. Alicia Bennett. You wrote these procedures. Hell, you saved this exact plane in 12. Silence on frequency. Every controller listening, holding breath. Ma'am, you test flew that exact aircraft during type certification. This is your airplane. Ethan's head whips, stares at Alicia like seeing a ghost. She keeps eyes forward. Long time ago, Ryan. Need current weather Keflavik and manual reversion contingencies. Ryan's voice, reverent now. Total difference. Captain Bennett, you know this airplane better than anyone alive. Better than the engineers who built it. What do you need? Hands never stop. System A dead. System B below 1,000 psi. Falling. Manual reversion required. 45 minutes. Need Keflavik weather, runway conditions. Emergency equipment staged. Confirm runway 20 ILS available. Copy. Keyboard clicks. Keflavik runway 20 ILS. Cat 2 available. Winds 280 at 35, gusting 43. Visibility 1 mile. Light snow. Ceiling 400. Ethan pale. Above limits. I know. Alicia's voice flat. Shanwick breaks in. American 108 Heavy. FAA issued Priority 1 clearance. All North Atlantic traffic rerouted. You have absolute priority. All airspace, all altitudes, all frequencies. New voice. American 108. Heavy, Keflavik Tower. We have your situation and Captain Bennett's service record. Iceland Air Force scrambling 2 F-15s for visual escort. All emergency services standing by. Fire, medical, crash recovery. Runway 20 ready. Winds 280 at 35, gusting 43. Ready for you, ma'am. Ethan whispers. Scrambling fighters. Alicia calculating. Crosswind, fuel minimums. One approach, over limits. Manual reversion. Pure hands and feet. Done this before. Test flights, controlled. Not with 287 people. Not one shot. Ethan trembling. You're the Alicia Bennett. Ground school taught us. Test pilot. Saved 2012 certification flight. Hydraulics failed, final approach. Put plane down on taxiway. No systems. They said impossible. You did it. Alicia flat. Factual. Test aircraft. Empty. This different. 287 souls. Limited fuel. Weather minimums. Crosswinds over limits. Pauses. Principle same. Fly airplane until stops flying, then land. Anyway, in cabin. Word spreading like wildfire. Passenger pulled up profile on phone. Screen glowing. Retired Boeing chief test pilot candidate. 8,500 hours. 47 airlines tried hiring. FAA awards, Air Force commendations, NASA recognition. Walked away 12 years ago. Walsh scrolls her bio, face paling with each line. The legend he snubbed. Laura whispers apology over intercom. Tears hot on her face. But forgiveness, that's for after they land. If they land. College kid staring phone. Instagram post, aviation page. Alicia Bennett spotted commercial flight. Retired legend flying coach, comments flooding. She's GOAT. Saved Boeing certification. Why isn't she flying? Walked away. Nobody knows why. Remembers laughing. Ethan spilled coffee. Thought funny. Old woman with scar getting deserved. Now knows she wasn't reading above station. She wrote station. Ethan can't stop staring. Woman he destroyed 30 minutes ago. Only reason he might live. Other passengers stare through door gap. Seeing, understanding. Woman in cheap cardigan with scar is saving them all. The impossible made flesh. Captain, Ethan's voice small, broken. Boeing test pilot, this exact aircraft. Eyes on hydraulic panel. System A dead. System B critical. Yes, I flew Tango November 77 to 79, Bravo for 6 months during certification. Know every system, every quirk, every backup procedure. First-time emotion creeps into voice. This airplane and I have history. Ethan processing. That's why you knew exactly what to do. Why your hands moved without thinking. You've done this before in this exact plane. Different circumstances, but same principles. Physics don't change. She looks at him. Neither does muscle memory. Shanwick, formal. American 108. On behalf FAA, Iceland ATC, all North Atlantic agencies. You have full authority. Your aircraft, your decisions. What are your intentions? Alicia doesn't hesitate. Intentions. Manual approach. Keflavik, runway 20. Crosswind exceeds standard limits. We'll use military crab-to-kick technique landing. Ethan, you're about to see something they don't teach civilian training. Ethan, steady now. Found roll. Whatever you need, Captain. I'm with you. Respect complete. Alicia nods. Good. Brief this approach. Get plate runway 20. Ethan pulls display. Studies. Alicia leans. Points. 9800 FT runway. Need every inch, manual reversion, braking effectiveness reduced 40%. No thrust reversers, hydraulics power them, just friction brakes and aerodynamic drag. Ethan does math, face pale, cutting close, generous, razor thin. Alicia pulls performance calculator. Inputs, landing weight, crosswind, no reversers, reduced braking. Computer says need 7300 FT. Stop. Have 9800, 2500 margin. Ethan exhales. 2500 isn't terrible in perfect conditions, but runway contaminated. Snow. Braking action medium reduces effectiveness another 20%. Now 8000 required. Margin down 18800. Still doable if I nail touchdown zone. If I don't float, if wind doesn't gust, short final push us long. If brakes don't fade heat, if tires don't blow hard. Braking. 4800 margin disappears fast. Murphy shows up. Ethan, throat dry. What do we do? Almost smiles. Grim, determined. Do it perfectly. No margin error. No second chances. One shot. Make it count. Keys, PA. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Bennett. Beginning descent. Keflavik, 2 minutes. Weather challenging. Winds high. Gusty. Approach steeper than normal. Landing firm. Very firm. When touchdown, I brake aggressively. You'll feel it. Some scared. Normal. Trust me. Trust crew. Stay seated. Stay belted. If I call evacuation after landing, move quickly. Don't panic. Follow crew instructions. Exactly. We've done this. We know what we're doing. Pause. Voice softens slightly. You're in good hands, I promise. We're going home. All of us. Releases PA, looks Ethan. Ready? Nods. Ready, Captain? Begin descent. Keflavik, American 108. Heavy ready. Commence descent. Tower responds. American 108, cleared descent. Godspeed, Captain Bennett. Alicia disengages autopilot. Weight $550,000 LBs transfers to hands. Feels every ounce, every life, every hope, every prayer. Ethan watches her hands. Steady, confident. Hands done impossible before. Saved test aircraft. Saved certification program. Saved Boeing reputation. Now those hands will save them or die trying. In cabin, passengers watching cockpit door. Some crying, some praying. Walsh puts phone down, closes eyes, whispers apology. Nobody hears. To Alicia, to himself, to God, if listening. Laura secures Harris. Checks cabin. Every passenger belted. Tray tables up. Seats upright. Bags stowed. Her crew ready. Trained, professional, despite fears. Ready. College kid deletes laughing text sent friend about Ethan spilling coffee. Deletes like can erase what he did, what he thought, who he was 30 minutes ago. Can't erase. Can only be better if they survive. Alicia's hands on yoke. Throttles. One with machine. Beginning descent now. Aircraft nose drops. Descent begins. Point of no return passed. Now only two outcomes, landing or crash. Alicia intends landing. The question is, will 90 minutes be enough? Nose drops 2,800 ft per minute. Steeper than standard. Passengers feel it. Angle sharper. Stomachs lift. Gasps. Children cry louder. Alicia's hands on yoke. Left hand throttles. Right hand controls. No autopilot, no computer. Just her and physics. $550,000 LB. Responding to every input, Ethan calls altitudes. Flight level 350, 330, 310. Steady voice. Task keeps him focused. Keeps panic away. Hydraulic pressure system B, 1000 psi, 980. Dropping steadily. Alicia watches like hawk. When hits 300, manual reversion fully engages. Controls heavier, much heavier. Ethan. When system B hits 300, tell me immediately. Yes, Captain. Currently 820. Alicia calculates. Rate decline. Time to approach 300, about 15 minutes. Middle of approach. Worst time, but no choice. Radio. Keflavik approach. American 108 heavy, descending flight level 310. Request vectors ILS runway 20. American 108, Keflavik approach. Turn right heading 180. Descend. Maintain 10,000. Expect ILS runway 20. Emergency equipment standing by. Winds now 290 at 36 knots, gusting 45. Ethan's eyes widen. Winds increased. Alicia jaw tight. Copy. Winds 45 gusts 10 over limits. Math fast. Crosswind component now 39 knots. Steady. Gusts 46. Ethan. New crosswind calc. 39 knots. Hands shake. Captain, I know. We're doing it anyway. No alternate. No fuel for second approach. This is it. Flight level 250. Clouds. Turbulence hits. Moderate. Aircraft shakes. Passengers scream. Alicia's hands. Constant motion. Tiny corrections. Wings level. Nose on attitude. Laura on PA. Calm voice. Ladies and gentlemen, turbulence normal. Stay seated. Stay belted. We're okay. But everyone knows not okay. Aircraft, no hydraulics approaching. Winds exceeding limits with pilot nobody trusted until 30 minutes ago. Walsh unbuckles, stands toward cockpit. Laura intercepts. Sir, sit down now, I need to talk. Steel voice. Sit down. Captain Bennett, most qualified person this aircraft. She's saving your life. Sit. Belt. Shut up. Understood. Walsh stares. Other passengers staring. He sits. Belts. Says nothing. Hands grip armrests. White knuckle. Flight level 180. 18,000. Alicia levels briefly. Configuring. Ethan flaps 5. Ethan moves lever. Flaps extend. Flaps 5 set. Aircraft slows. Nose pitches up. Alicia trims. Gear down. Gear coming down. 3 seconds. 3 green. Gear down. 3 green. Warning chime. Hydraulic system B fail. Pressure hit 300. Manual reversion armed. Captain, system B failed. Manual reversion active. Alicia nods. Expected. Controls immediately heavier. Power steering failed. Requires real force. I feel it. You're on thrust and flaps only. I'm full-time controls. Call out speeds. Keep me honest. Yes, Captain. Keflavik. American 108. Turn left heading 160. Descend. Maintain 4,000. 12 meters from runway. Cleared ILS runway 20 approach. Left 160. Down 4,000. Cleared ILS 20. Alicia banks. Manual controls resist. She pushes harder. Aircraft responds. Sluggish but responds. Ethan watching her arms. Muscles tensed. Real force. How heavy? Like wrestling bear. Every input 3 times normal arm workout. Not joking. Forearms already burning. Haven't started final approach yet. 8,000, 6,000, 4,000 level. Alicia trims. Balancing thrust, attitude. No auto throttle. Managing power manually. Left hand never stops. Adjusting. Compensating. Localizer needle centers. Banks intercept. More force. Aircraft turns. Slow. Heavy but turns. Flaps 15. Flaps 15. Drag increases. Speed bleeds 190 knots. Still fast. Flaps 20. Flaps 20. 170 knots. Closer. Glide slope alive. Descending beam to runway. Alicia turns intercept. Back pressure. Aircraft responds. Pitch up. Intercepts. Glide slope alive. Captured. Flaps full. Flaps full. 30 degrees. Aircraft configured landing. Speed 155. VREF 148. Slightly fast but manageable. Wind hits. Gust left. Aircraft lurches right. Alicia corrects. Hard left aileron. Rudder. Hold center line. Constant work. Ethan. Here's what happens. I'm setting crab angle. We fly approach 18-degree offset runway. Looks wrong, feels wrong, but it's right. 800 FT. I kick right rudder. Align runway. Touchdown straight. Ethan swallows. 18 degrees offset. Wind 85 degrees off runway. 39 knots. Math says 18 degrees crab minimum. Maybe 20 if gusts. If you kick too early, land sideways, gear collapses, cartwheel. Flat. Factual. Kick too late, don't align. Same result. If you nail it, we live. 1000 OF Tom. Alicia establishes crab. Banks slightly left into wind. Holds it. Runway visible ahead through snow, but off to right. Looks wrong. Every instinct screams correct. Align, but she doesn't. Holds crab. Ethan sees runway angle. Wants grab yoke. Fix it, but doesn't. Trusts. Has to trust. Passengers see it too through windows. Runway visible but airplane not lined up. Pointing wrong direction. More screams. Crying. Parents holding children. Strangers holding strangers. Walsh sees it. Knows enough. Knows it's wrong. But remembers Laura's words. Shuts mouth. Prays. 854th wind gusts. 45 knots. Aircraft yaws right. Alicia corrects. More crab. Now 20 degree. Has to be. Math demands. Ethan calls. 800 FT, this is it. Timing critical. Alicia's right foot hovers rudder pedal. Eyes locked runway. Judging. Calculating wind speed, angle, descent rate. Kick. Now right rudder hard. Full input. Aircraft yaws right. Nose swings. 18er in 2 seconds. Runway ahead now. Centerline aligned. Ethan gasps. Watches impossible become real. Not down yet. 604th gusts hit again. Try push off centerline. Alicia counters, left aileron, wing down into wind, keeps nose aligned, rudder, cross control, textbook tail dragger technique in 777. 400 fontor if 2 decision altitude. If can't see runway, go missed, but no missed approach. Not enough fuel. Lands here or doesn't land anywhere. Runway clear, visible. Approach lights popping on glide path. 4 white, slightly high but acceptable. 400 FT stable. 300, 200, ground rushing up. Alicia flares, pulls back, gentle. Not too much, just enough. Nose pitches up. Descent rate decreases. 50 FT per minute. 40, 30, 100 FT. Ethan holding breath. Everyone holding breath. 50 FT. Main seconds from contact. Alicia holds attitude. Let speed bleed. Waits for touchdown. Can't force. Can't rush. Let physics work. 20 FT 10, 5, thump. Main gear hits hard, firm. 550,000 lbs meets concrete. Passengers jolt forward against belts. Some cry out, but gear holds. Doesn't collapse. Alicia immediately pushes yoke forward, nose down, nose gear slams. Another jolt. Then brakes. Both feet. Full pressure. Manual only. No anti-skid. No auto brakes. Just friction and prayer. Aircraft decelerating. Not fast enough. Runway markers blur. 9,000 FT remaining. 8,000. 7,000. Ethan's eyes locked. Speedometer, 130 knots. 120. 6,000 FT. Still too fast. Alicia maxes brakes. Feels pedals floor, tires edge skidding. More pressure, they blow. Already at limit. 5,000 factor to 100 knots. 4,000. 90 knots. Ethan, voice tight. Are we going to make it? Alicia doesn't answer. Focused. Brake pressure. Directional control. Centerline, speed, 3,000 FT 80 knots. 2,000, 70 knots. 1,500 remaining. 60 knots. Not slowing fast enough. Alicia pumps brakes. Release. Press. Release. Press. Prevents tire blowout but costs stopping distance. Gambling, trusting math, experience. $1,000 FT 50 knots. Ethan sees runway end. Lights, grass, nothing. Captain, 800 FT, 40 knots, 600, 30 knots, 400, 20 knots, 200, 10 knots, 5 knots. Aircraft stops. 83 FT runway remaining, 83 FT between safe and disaster. Complete silence except wind howling and Alicia's breathing. Heavy, exhausted, arms shaking from effort, forearms burning, hands cramped on yoke. Ethan stares at her, at runway remaining, at everything. We 83 FT. Alicia doesn't respond. Running shutdown procedure in head, engine, systems, electrical, everything secured properly. Ethan, engine shutdown checklist. Call items. He's staring, mouth open. Captain, you just... Checklist. Ethan snaps to. Right. Sorry. Engine shutdown checklist. Thrust levers idle. Run through items, one by one. Professional, thorough. Crowd outside gathering. Fire trucks, ambulances, airport vehicles. Lights flashing through snow. Checklist complete. Alicia finally releases yoke. Hands won't straighten. Cramped from gripping. She flexes fingers. Slow. Painful. Ethan. Hoarse. Captain Bennett. That was a masterclass. I've never seen. Nobody could have. You just saved... I did my job. Nothing more. But both know not true. That was beyond job, beyond training, beyond manual. That was 30 years experience, 8,500 hours, test pilot skills, military techniques, sheer will to not let people die, even people who didn't deserve her mercy. Knock, door. Laura opens, behind medics with stretcher. Captain Harris. Alicia points. Back there, stable, but needs immediate care. They move quickly, loading Harris. Eyes flutter open briefly. Sees Alicia. Weak smile. Knew you had it. Then out. Taken away. Alicia unbuckles. Stands. Legs stiff. Steps out. Cockpit into cabin. 287 pairs of eyes. All on her. Silence. Then one person claps. Then another. Then cabin erupts. Applause. Cheering. Crying. Standing ovation. Spontaneous. Genuine. Rare. On airplane. Alicia walks down aisle. Doesn't smile, doesn't wave, just nods. Professional to end. Walsh in seat. Tears down face. She passes. He reaches. I need to... Can't form words. Can't articulate shame, gratitude, realization. Prejudice nearly killed him. Alicia stops. Looks at him. We're all safe, Mr. Walsh. That's what matters. Moves on. Laura at door. Passengers deplaning. Laura sees Alicia. Tears flowing. Captain Bennett, I'm so sorry. I judged you. Saw Ethan humiliate you. Did nothing. Deeply sorry. Alicia touches arm gently. Laura, you kept cabin calm when mattered. You did job under pressure. That's what I'll remember. Outside, Keflavik ground crew lined up. Icelandic tradition, applauding exceptional landings. Alicia walks through. They clap, some crying. They know what they witnessed. Landing that should have been impossible. Iceland media there. Cameras, reporters shouting. Captain Bennett, can you tell? Alicia shakes head. No interviews. Focus on Captain Harris's recovery. Crew did this together. That story. Keeps walking away from cameras. Attention. Everything. Just wants coffee. Shower. 8 hours sleep. 30 minutes later. Airport lounge. Alicia alone. Coffee in hand. Finally. Stares at hands. Steady now. Tremor gone. Phone buzzes. Text from Ryan Thompson. Boeing. Captain Bennett. You just hand flew manual reversion landing. Crosswinds. Boeing didn't think survivable. This goes training manual. You're legend. Types back. Ryan just wants shower and sleep. Talk later. Another text. Ethan. Thank you for teaching me what real flying looks like. So much to learn. If you ever need co-pilot, I'm there. Alicia smiles for first time in hours. Types. Keep learning, Ethan. You'll be fine. Closes laptop. Leans back. Adrenaline crash hitting. Exhausted, but good exhausted. Kind from doing impossible, making it look routine. Outside, snow still falling, wind still howling, but they're on ground, safe. All 287. because of her. Despite everything Ethan did, despite every humiliation, despite every reason to let them crash, she saved them, not for Ethan, for the 286 others who didn't deserve to die for his sins. That's enough. Silence breaks. One person claps, then another. Entire cabin explodes. Applause like thunder, cheering, sobbing, strangers hugging. 287 people realizing they're alive. Alicia stands, cockpit doorway. Doesn't smile, doesn't wave. Their moment, their relief. She's just pilot who did job. Ethan knows different. Sits right seat, staring at her. Woman he humiliated, burned, mocked. She just saved his life. Saved everyone. He unbuckles, walks to her. "Captain," voice breaks. "I just watched a masterclass. Nobody could've. Words fail." Alicia turns. "You kept head when mattered. Backed me up. Called altitudes. That's what co-pilot does. You did it. Not forgiveness, but acknowledgement." Ethan nods. Can't speak. Behind, medics moving fast. Harris on stretcher, breathing steady, color returning, eyes flutter. Sees Alicia, small smile. "Good landing, eyes close." Alicia nods. Get him to hospital. They carry him off. Ambulance waiting. Alicia walks cabin. Every passenger watching, some crying, some staring. Awe. Gratitude they can't express. She moves down aisle, checking bins, checking seats. Professional to end. Woman reaches out, touches arm. "Thank you, my daughter." Points to little girl, maybe 6. Big eyes. "Thank you for bringing us home." Alicia kneels, eye level with girl. "You were brave. Good job staying in seat." Girl smiles. Shy, reaches into backpack, pulls out paper, crayon drawing, airplane with stick figure pilot. The pilot has line on face, scar. The girl beams, clutching it tight. "For you, Captain. You're my hero now." Alicia takes drawing, looks at it long moment. Crude airplane, scarred pilot. Big smile girl drew on pilot's face. Throat tightens. "Thank you. I'll keep this forever." Girl's smile widens. Mother crying, happy tears. Alicia stands, continues. More passengers reaching, touching arm, saying thank you. Some crying too hard to speak, just nod. She nods back, keeps moving. Michael Walsh, still seat 9D where they moved him, couldn't sit near that. He stands as Alicia approaches, opens mouth, nothing comes. CEO who commands boardrooms but now facing woman whose life he dismissed, no words. Alicia stops. "Mr. Walsh, we're all safe? That's what counts?" Moves past. Walsh sits, covers face, shoulders shaking, weight of own prejudice, realizing nearly died because judged book by cover. Laura at door, passengers deplaning, slow, shaky legs. She sees Alicia, tears streaming. "Captain Bennett," voice cracks. "When you boarded, I judged, dismissed. Ethan humiliated you and I said nothing, deeply ashamed." Alicia puts hand on shoulder. "Laura, when crisis hit, you kept cabin calm, performed CPR, managed passengers during turbulence, did your job under extreme pressure. That's what I saw. That's what I'll remember." Laura, crying harder. "But I should've doesn't matter now. What you did matters. You were professional when counted, that's enough. Grace, undeserved. But given anyway." Laura nods, can't speak. Alicia, last person off, walks down jet bridge through terminal outside. Cold, snow falling, wind gusting. Keflavik ground crew lined up. 30 people. Airport tradition for exceptional landings. They applaud as she walks through. Slow clap, respectful. Some crying. They know what they witnessed. Landing. Defied limits, defied odds. Alicia nods. Doesn't stop. Keeps walking. Iceland media there. Cameras. Reporter rushes over. Captain Bennett. No interviews. Captain Harris is priority. Crew work together. That story. Walks past. They don't follow. Inside terminal, quiet hallway. Alicia finds empty lounge. Sits, finally. Coffee machine, corner, makes cup, sits, takes first sip, hot, bitter, perfect, hands wrapped around cup. Steady now, no tremor, adrenaline burned off. Now just exhaustion. Deep, bone level, good exhaustion. She unfolds little girl's drawing, smooths it on table, studies it, airplane, scarred pilot. Smile. She traces scar on drawing with finger, then touches her own scar. Same line, same mark, different meaning now. Closes eyes, just moment. Sees it all again. Approach, crab angle, kick, touchdown, braking. 83 FT remaining. Closest margin ever, but they made it. All of them. Ethan, Laura, Walsh, college kid, little girl who drew her as hero. Harris in ambulance but alive. 287 souls. Safe. Phone buzzes. She ignores. Just wants this moment. Coffee, quiet drawing. Outside. Boeing engineers analyzing data. FAA investigating. Media writing stories. But in here, just Alicia and coffee and silence and little girl's drawing that says "My Hero" in wobbly letters. She opens laptop. Old photo on screen. Her in 2012, standing next to 777. This aircraft test pilot badge. Smiling before walked away. Before 12 years invisible. Before today. Looks at photo long time, then at drawing, then back. That was then. This is now. She's different. World's different. But some things same. She can still fly, still save lives, still do impossible, still be someone's hero. But as applause fades and terminal grows quiet, Alicia wonders, is one landing enough to change a broken system? 6 weeks later, FAA hails her exemplary airmanship. Boeing begs her back as chief test pilot. She turns it down. My seat's in the line, training the next gen. She chooses American Airlines. Her terms: line captain, 777, plus instructor pilot, new course. Course called Crisis Decision-Making Beyond Standard Operating Procedures. Alicia designs curriculum, not just procedures. Judgment, intuition, trusting skills when manual doesn't have answers. Leadership under pressure, recognizing competence regardless where it comes from. First student, Ethan Carter, specifically requested her. 8 months after incident, sits in her classroom with 20 other pilots. 1,000 hours now. Still low time, but different, humble, focused, hungry. Alicia stands front. "What you did that day," Ethan says during break. "Watching you fly that approach. Thought I knew everything. You showed me I knew procedures. There's difference between following checklist and actually flying, between certified and competent." Alicia nods. Now learning judgment. Harder to teach, but you'll get there. Already better pilot than 6 months ago. Ethan swallows. "Captain Bennett, what I did to you that day, no excuse. I was cruel, prejudiced, judged you by appearance, and humiliated you. Deeply ashamed. Sorry isn't enough, but I'm sorry." Alicia looks at him. Long moment. Ethan. "Apology a start, but what matters is what you do next. How you treat people, how you recognize bias and correct it. You're doing that work. I see it. Keep doing it. Not full forgiveness. Takes time, but path forward." Ethan nods. "I will, promise. Industry changes. FAA mandates unconscious bias training, all commercial pilots and flight attendants. American revamps hiring and promotion processes, implements blind resume reviews, creates diversity council." Alicia consulted but doesn't take credit publicly, just wants system work better. Laura reaches out via email. 3 months after, Captain Bennett enrolled additional bias training beyond FAA requirements, teaching other flight attendants about assumptions and how they can be deadly. Speaking at airline conferences about what happened, my role, need to do better. Sorry, took crisis to open eyes, but grateful for lesson. Thank you for grace. Alicia replies, "Thank you for growing. That's all any of us can do." Michael Walsh sends handwritten letter. 4 pages. Captain Bennett. Judged book by cover and nearly died because of prejudice. You saved my life without rubbing face in shame. Grace I don't deserve, but will never forget. I've implemented bias training at my company, funded scholarship for young women of color pursuing aviation careers, $50,000 annually, renewable. Named Alicia Bennett Scholarship, least I can do. Alicia doesn't respond, but checks. Scholarship real. First recipient, 18-year-old black woman from Atlanta. Dreams of being airline pilot. Gets full flight training funding. Alicia smiles. Maybe some good comes from pain. Captain Daniel Harris makes full recovery, returns to fly in 3 months, then retires. At retirement party, tells story. Alicia Bennett didn't just land that plane. She reminded us why we became pilots. Not for uniform, not prestige. To serve people, bring them home safe. She did that when mattered most. I'm alive because she was on that plane. 287 families have their loved ones because she was there. That's what being pilot means. 3 months after inquiry, Alicia boarding another flight. Deadheading home. Not flying today, just riding passenger. Seat 18C, economy, middle seat. She's fine with it. Settles in. Notices young black girl, maybe 10, row ahead, watching passengers board. When sees Alicia, eyes meet. Girl turns to mother. Mom, do you think girls can be pilots? Mother, not looking up, replies absently. Baby, girls can be anything. Alicia overhears, leans forward. Girl notices. Eyes meet. Girl whispers, soft but clear. I see you, Captain. Alicia winks back. I see you too. Invisible? Not anymore. Girl's face lights up. Huge smile. Turns back. Whispers to doll she's holding, playing pilot already. Alicia opens laptop. Screen shows old photo, 2012. Alicia in Boeing flight suit standing next to 777. This aircraft test pilot badge. Smiling, before walked away. Before 12 years invisible, before today. Looks at photo long time. Then at girl ahead, playing, dreaming. That was then. This is now. She's different. World's different, but something same. She can still fly, still save lives, still do impossible, still show little girls they belong in Cockpit too. Competence doesn't need to announce itself, doesn't need validation, doesn't need permission, just waits for right moment to show up. Alicia Bennett flew silent 8,500 hours. Now she'll fly silent 8,500 more. But this time, world knows. Little black girls looking up at contrails, wondering if they can do it too. They know they can, because Alicia proved it. Not with words, not speeches, not social media. With hands on yoke and feet on rudder pedals, with skill, with grace, with determination to not let people die, even when they didn't deserve her mercy. She brought 287 people home through impossible. Changed industry, changed lives, changed what people thought was possible. And she did it all while everyone thought she was nobody. That's power they can't take away. Legacy they can't erase. Truth they finally see. Alicia Bennett, test pilot, instructor, captain, legend. Not because needed title, because earned it. Every single hour, every single flight, every single impossible landing. She leans back, closes eyes, smiles, small smile. Job well done. Life well lived. More flying ahead. More lives to save. More barriers to break. More little girls to show. You belong here too. Ethan Carter sits in simulator 6 months later. Different now. Careful. Thoughtful. Checks hydraulic panel twice. Remembers what happens when you don't. Remembers woman who saved him when he didn't deserve saving. He's better pilot now. Better person. Still long way to go, but he's trying. Laura Evans boards passengers differently now. Looks everyone in eye. Greets everyone same way. First class or economy, doesn't matter. She sees people now. Really sees them. Took almost dying to open her eyes. But they're open now. Michael Walsh sits in board meeting, reviews hiring practices at his company, notices pattern. All executives look like him, sound like him. He changes that, creates pathway for people who don't fit mold. Alicia Bennett Scholarship is just start. He's changing system from inside, trying to make up for decades of blindness. Captain Harris, retired but volunteers at flight schools, tells Alicia's story, shows video of landing to students, says, "This is what excellence looks like. Doesn't always look like you expect. Learn to recognize it, learn to respect it, learn from it." The little girl, her name is Zoe, goes home, tells everyone about pilot with scar who saved plane, starts drawing planes every day, tells mom she wants to fly. Mom smiles, says, "Then we'll make it happen, baby." 10 years later, Zoe applies to flight school, gets Alicia Bennett Scholarship. First day, she meets Alicia at graduation ceremony for previous class. Alicia is guest speaker. Zoe walks up, nervous. "Captain Bennett. I'm Zoe. You probably don't remember, but 10 years ago, you saved my flight. You winked at me, told me you saw me." Alicia looks at her, smiles. "I remember." Zoe, crying now, happy tears. "You changed my life that day. Showed me I could do this. I start flight training next week." Alicia hugs her. "You're going to be excellent pilot." "I know it," Zoe whispers. "Because of you. Because you showed me." Alicia pulls back, looks her in eyes. "No, because of you. I just opened door. You walked through it. That's all you. Own it." Zoe nods, wipes tears, stands taller. Alicia watches her go. Another little girl becoming pilot because she saw someone who looked like her doing impossible. That's legacy. That's impact. That's change. One landing. 287 lives saved. One industry changed. Thousands of little girls inspired. All because Alicia Bennett refused to let prejudice define her. Refused to let humiliation break her. Refused to let incompetence kill innocent people. She just did her job. Nothing more, nothing less. But sometimes doing your job excellently is revolution. If this story hit home, smash that like button right now. Drop a comment below sharing your own story. When were you underestimated because of how you looked? Your story matters. And subscribe, because next week we're covering the pilot who flew blind through a Category 5 hurricane with 340 passengers and zero visibility. You won't believe how she did it.